Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Aloys and welcome back to Age of Engineering. In the last episode, we were doing some very basic things with Mechanism. We got a few of the machines, we have some power generation, nothing too major to speak of here, but some good things nonetheless. And yeah, we're going to move away from Mechanism right now. The main thing that we're kind of working towards is, well, we need automation. We need a lot of automation for a lot of different things, and we need to do that like nowish. Uh, so to kind of put everything into perspective, we have progressed fairly quickly, relatively, through all of the ages up until we are now in the mechanical age. In order to get to the Draconic Age, we need a few more things. We need refined obsidian, which is not going to be that hard to get to. Mechanism is pretty straightforward in getting refined obsidian, and then we'll be able to get into Draconic evolution, and then the end game from there. It'd help if I spelled it right. So yeah, Draconic evolution requires draconium and diamonds, quantum entangled singularities. Refined obsidian is just an osmium compressor, which is fairly straightforward. Does require advanced control circuits, which it's whatever. But yeah, the osmium compressor is not that hard. And getting refined obsidian, we could do that right now with diamond dust or compressed diamond and obsidian dust. And yeah, like all that is pretty straightforward, and that would get us into the Draconic Age. However, there is some things we need to do beforehand, and just to make things easier. So there is still 3 more ores we need to get from space, and plus it wouldn't be bad to have a nice supply of titanium. That is also found in an asteroid or something. I don't remember where it says in the book. Not important right now. By the way, I made this look nicer. So we have a nice trap door that we can go down into the sewers of our town. And I've done a little bit of clearing out in preparation for today. But yeah, so we have to go get more ores, and we need to do that before we can jump heavily into Mechanism. We need a few things in order to get like power storage. We can't make power storage until we have another new ore. We can't make the advanced circuits until we have a new ore. And there's something else. One of the other ores is used for, let's see, there's tantalum. Tantalum is required in the plate form to make the advanced circuits. There is mercury. Mercury is required to make the electrolytic cores. I feel like there's something else. But the electrolytic cores are required for electrolytic separators, which are pretty important, and the gas burning generators, which is higher tier power. So the mercury is probably the last thing we're going to get. And then there is the cadmium, which we need in order to, is it the plates we need? Those gives us the solar panels, and I believe, how do we get the, what is it that we need for the energy? I think it might actually be the powder cadmium. Yeah, to get energy tablets, which are required for anything that stores power, including the energy cores, the energy cubes. So yeah, there's a lot that we need to do before we can really get heavily into Mechanism. And before we can really get to doing more space stuff, we need to make more transporters. So I figured let's take the time and start working on the base a little bit and building up our infrastructure. So today's plan is going to be pretty straightforward. We are going to work with Applied Energistics and this building in particular. Now, I haven't decided for sure if I want to complete this building like the energy one is or not, but we'll see what I decide by the end of the episode. And a lot of the building I'll do off camera. It's just going to be built up. I might do it between episodes and have it for next episode. So this building is going to be kind of our main workshop. We're going to have some of the basic stuff with like anvils and furnaces and some crafting tables. All the buildings are going to have crafting tables somewhere in them. But this one is also going to store our trophies. I think we're going to put the trophies in this room. So I've been trying to think about things, and I think we're going to put trophies in here because we're going to put all of our storage stuff in here. We're going to put auto crafting down below, probably on this side. And then this is, so when I say auto crafting, I mean like the crafting storage and the interfaces with the molecular assemblers. This side is going to maintain its auto crafting stuff. We're actually going to remove the ore processing and yeah, mass storage plus disk drives. That's going to be back here. So that's the plan for this area. We'll see how much we can actually get done. One of the big things that we can't actually do much with yet is I'm going to want a bunch of drawers, the compacting drawers for all of our metals, because I think that would probably be the best way to store all of our metal, just so we have the option. Now, it does mess things up sometimes because the Applied Energistics system will get confused, the AE system, as I was trying to say, and that's not really good because it thinks there's more than it actually has. But that's not that big of a deal. We'll live. So first things first, there's some automation stuff that we're going to need, and so we're gonna make some more automation stuff. Do we have any more patterns? Let's make, I don't know, 30 of those. All right. So first thing is first. We're eventually going to want to get more controllers. That's not that crucial of a thing. We're probably going to do a 3x3. And we're going to want more disk drives and all that kind of fun stuff. But right now, what we're going to want is, let's get... let's see. We're going to need 9... Yeah, we're going to need 9 of those. Oh man, we are not happy on circuits. So we need a bunch of those circuits. A bunch of both of those circuits. Alright. Calculator might be the next one we want to work on. Because I have an idea, which might be fun. If we... Actually... we have plenty of those. I just take them out because this is, like, really, really full. So let's just take all of these out. Store them all up, and I don't remember which ones it needed, but we're gonna need a bunch of circuits. We're gonna make a bunch of circuits. Everything's gonna be great. So we need 9 of these, I believe, for right now. So the scissory ones, and then the squiggly lines. Okay, I can handle that. So these. Yeah, so these guys are all going to just get upgrades eventually. And then the scissor ones. Alright, so with this, there should be enough circuits. I was like, we should not be out of circuits or anything like that. Oh wow, we got a beacon. Nice. That's cool. It's always cool when you get really cool stuff like that. Like... that one in there. Alright, so now we should be able to make what we wanted. And then all of these machines are going to eventually be taken out. I don't know where I want to put the RF tool stuff yet. That is probably going to have its own little building. But it does need to be close to power. But we'll see. Anyways, we need 9 of these. Because we need to make upgraded stuff. And actually... circuits. That should be fine. The drawer upgrades. We'll have to teach. We're going to teach the AE system how to make a lot of things eventually. But we'll get there. So why do we need the 9 of these 4K storage components? Well, we're going to make a matter condenser. We only need 1 of these. We need some Fluix dust. Should not be a problem. And the whole point of this is, well, we want... Yeah, we're going to make a bunch of these guys. It should be crafting all this stuff. We want a matter condenser because we are going to be making singularities. So I made a list of all the things that I could think of that we're going to need to automate. For Applied Energistics, there's only two things: singularity, and then we're going to need mass storage, which we'll get to a little bit later, hopefully. And I have some really clever ways to do things kind of neat. This mass storage is actually going to wrap around a little ways. I don't know how far it can go, but we'll see. So the other things we're going to need pulsating meshes from bees. We're going to need to automate the wither, which will be over there. Demon metal, which will be at the extra utilities. We're going to need to automate the calculator stuff, so all the calculator recipes, especially in diamonds. We're going to need, so for some of the creative items, we're going to need a lot of manulin, HDPE pellets, which is some plastic pellets for mechanism, scented paneling from bees, and iridium ore, which is something we can work on a little bit once we get to IC2. We're going to need some fluids, some mass amounts of fluids. We're going to need empowered oil, which will be done in here somewhere. IC2 hot coolant. Vapor of levity, which is a Ender IO thing. Biodiesel, which we've already produced some. That is an immersive engineering. And short mead, which is more forestry stuff. We're going to need some gases, and those are all going to be at mechanism. So I've got a list of things that we're going to be automating as we go, and it should be fine. So we have that. So we're going to want storage components. We're going to want to teach the system how to make the 16Ks. What does it take in the middle? Quartz glass. Alright, make me like 10 quartz glass. Just real quick. And then we're going to need a 64K. So that is why we are making all of these circuits. And then eventually we're going to use nothing but 64Ks. So that's that. And then once this is done crafting all this stuff, which actually we should be able to put one of these in here. What do we not need for right now? Let's take out the capacitors. We'll put those back in later. But right now we need to make one of these guys so that we can teach it how to make the top tier. We're going to need a calculation processor. And that is to make singularities. So what are the singularities for? Well, draconic evolution. We saw that already. We're going to try our best to automate it completely. And I want to do a little bit of testing. So this is why I want to do this like immediately. Now, to make singularities, we use this matter condenser. And this is going to go in here. In fact, I am going to remove these machines completely for now. And then, that will pile up with ore. I guess we could just break that. That'll be fine. Whoops, I got too close and I have my magnet on. Whoops. Okay. Let's pop back upstairs. As you can see, I kind of cleared this out a little bit. I don't know what all we're going to put down in the basement, but it is, if we need things, we can put stuff down there. It's pretty much all. We're going to make it look nice and whatnot, but it is something that we will deal with later. So let's put, not there. Let's put that there. And I don't really need to be like doing too much with any of our, let's put this stuff in here for now. Actually, let's find another chest. That'll work. So I don't need to be doing anything currently with like ore processing. It's fine if we store ores. And hopefully everything down here is still powered. You're not getting power that way. You're getting power through that. Okay. Yeah, everything should be fine. Cool. So let's clean this area up a little bit. And what we're going to end up doing So we just place these guys down here. So what we're going to end up doing is we need to automate the matter condenser. And I think we're going to do this just with, like, open that up actually. And eventually I am going to put conduit facades and for Applied Energistics, all of the, oh, what are they called? They're also called facades, aren't they? Conduit facades, and then use the anchor, cable anchors. That I feel like they're called facades. I'm not entirely sure. If we make a cable anchor, we should be able to see. So we just need a. Actually, let's use the Sturgis quartz. And then a piece of iron would probably be better. And then if we take the basalt paver. Okay, we might not be able to do it with the basalt paver, but we should be able to do it like stone. Are those removed for some reason? Huh. I'll figure things out for that then. But yeah, we can use cable anchors if we need to. That is strange. Anyways, let's see, what are we going to want to do? So with the matter condenser, we can make different things. And one of the things we need to make is the singularities. So it takes 256,000 items to make one singularity. And it doesn't matter what items it is, it just requires that number of items. And so what we're going to end up doing is we're going to make something that's going to make that a lot easier. I'm going to look into the cable facades. I don't know if those are disabled or something. If I can, I might enable them just so that I can make things look nice. Because I want to embed these into the wall. This will be moved over one space, and so you can have all three just kind of sitting there. And let's go ahead and finish making. Hold up. Storage thing. Storage. Oh, it's an engineering processor. Whoops. Okay, let's make one of those. That won't take too long. So we're going to make the 64K storage components, and eventually we're going to make the crafting storage with that, as well as the storage cells. It's fairly expensive, yes, but it's a lot better than what we have. And we'll see. We'll kind of see. We'll probably start with 16Ks. There are ways to do this without ruining yourself, materials-wise, resources-wise. And so let's go ahead and put this in here for the double layer. I'll put the double layer in there. I need to check what those filters have and probably clear them up. So we're going to make one of these 64Ks. We're missing 4 diamonds. Really? We have a ton of diamond ore. I'm just not processing it. So let's go ahead and process it. And then what that is going to allow us to do, so you have to have a 64K storage cell, because that's the only thing that can hold that number of items without, issues. So that is what you need to make these singularities. And what we're going to do is we're going to do something kind of clever. Now, I can't take credit for this. I've watched Direwolf when he played through Age of Engineering do this. Direwolf 20, if you're not familiar with him and you're into modded Minecraft, how? But anyways, he's pretty prolific, fairly popular, and he did something with chisel and bits to make singularities very easily too. So that is what we're going to end up doing. Let's go ahead and make that. And to make this, we're going to need just some glass, piece of wood, and iron. So what is this thing? Well, this is where things are going to get interesting and kind of difficult. So this is a chisel fluid bit tank. So what that means is if we grab some water, And we're going to need water storage in pretty much every area. We're probably going to put reservoirs in each base that needs water rather than having water at a central location going to everywhere. I think that makes more sense. But we put water in here, and then we right click it, and we'll get a stack of chiseled water. Now, it does use up the water as we do this, but you can see just how many items we're getting from this very, very, very easily. Now, the cool thing is we have to right click with a bucket to insert remove fluid. We cannot use tanks as far as I'm aware. We're going to grab a fluid tank just to make sure that this will not like automatically insert. Push. But if we have our 64K storage component, we can put that in here and then start putting items in here, stacks at a time. And so this has a little over 1,000 items already. And let's see, this is also, you can use automation such as hoppers to extract bits from the tank with fluid in it. So this is where things are going to get interesting. Is there any sort of like fast hoppers? A graded hopper? No. Now, can we use like conduits? I actually don't know if we can use item conduits on this stuff. So let's find out. And if this works, then we can try something else. Extract, always active. Insert. So that does work. Interesting. So we'll need some conduit speed upgrades, which should not be too much of a problem. Conduit speed upgrades. Those require electrical steel, pistons. Alright, so we're going to need... Oh my gosh. I really hate that when you hit O, it like gets rid of this. So we're going to need 15 of these. So let's make 15. Be nice and easy and quick. And then the question is, can we make all 15 of these? Conduit speed upgrades. We can make 9 before we run out of electrical steel. So let's craft like, I don't know, 40. And that's going to use a lot of silicon. And that's something else. I'm actually going to write that down real quick. We're going to need to automate silicon. And that should not be too much of an issue. But we're going to want to make sure that we have a drawer that's locked to this kind of silicon at all times, because that's the type we need for anything with advanced rocketry. So electrical steel. We can get more of these, but let's go ahead and put just what we have in here. And this might not be the fastest way to extract. We can get it up to a stack at a time, but this is going to be passive, so I don't really care. And then we can extract the items from the matter condenser and put them into the system. So that's kind of the idea with all of this. All right, we got 4 more. Puts us up to 13, I think. And now we can test to see if this will just push items, the fluid into where we need. So let's grab a water bucket. And it does not. So this is where things are going to get difficult. We need to insert items into this. Now, how can we do that? Well, let's see. We need to have something that's going to activate a bucket on it. And there are different ways. We could use a mechanical user. That is perfectly acceptable. And this might not be the fastest of things. Like I said, we could use translocators. I think are in this pack. Yeah. Item translocators. These are really, really fast. but I don't know. I don't know if they work on this. If they do, we could transfer that and we'll get a lot of stuff. But we're going to get 4,000 items every bucket of water. So what we need to do, let's actually see if the item translocators work, because these things can be really, really fast. We just need 2 of these guys. So 1, 2, right? These only make 1? No, they do make 2. Okay. And then 1 of these, which requires hopper ducts. A little expensive, but not really. Right, so we'll make that. And item translocators. So let's break that. Yeah, we cannot put the item translocator on that. So we'll just live with an item conduit. That's fine. Extract. Always active. Insert. Perfect. Item translocators are really good though, so we'll keep those definitely. They will find use later, I'm sure. So we need something that's going to insert items into our. Let's see, we have the condenser and we have the chisel. Okay, we need something that's going to insert things into the insert buckets of water into the fluid tank. So one of the things we could use is, let's see, there's got to be something from actually additions. I know that we can use a mechanical user. However, there are problems with that. So let's look up actually additions. There's got to be a auto placer, a fluid placer. Fluid collector collects. That's a filled bucket. When right-clicking it, will change. Okay. Fluid placer places liquids you supply it with. It needs. Okay. Will that work? Let's see if that works. So, do we have a placer? No. Let's see the auto placer. Pretty cheap, to be honest. So I'm not like too concerned about this. And then we turn that to a fluid placer with another bucket, which we need to make. All right, so fluid placer. How do you? All right, so theoretically, if we give it a bucket of water, it does not. All right, we'll probably end up using that later. And does this still have the bucket of water? It does. There are ways we can use that to, we'll use that to automate things later, I'm sure. But let's see, what else do we have? Let's actually grab our actually additions manual. Yeah, because we can use the fluid placer for the empowered oil. Actually additions manual. So is there anything else that screams? Let's see, breakers, precision droppers. I want like essentially a dispenser. Blocks that use RF. Let's just look up dispenser then. There's unfortunately only the one. So if we get a dispenser, or what's the other thing called? It's not a dropper. Droppers won't work. Let's see. Is there any like other than the mechanical user? No. All right. So we could just do this old school style, where we can get just a dispenser, which take a bow and make this. And then we put, no, Something like that. And let's just see what happens when we get, so we can get item conduits, we can get a filter. Let's grab one of these random filters. Do we have someplace I can look at what the filter has on it? Yeah, right here, why not? What do you have on you? Alright, that's fine. Cool. So let's grab some more item conduits, because we are going to need them. And we could probably still use this fluid tank. So if we put the fluid tank like right here, we'll have to break the block underneath it. It's fine. Actually, let's make sure this works first of all. Let's just get a lever or a button. Lever works. That did not work. Alrighty then. So, Alright, I guess we're going to have to use a mechanical user. This has problems, but will work well enough. So luckily we have most of the stuff we just needed. So let's get the mechanical user. If you're not familiar with these do a lot of things. It's kind of scary, all the stuff a mechanical user can actually do, because they're pretty complicated. So I guess we need to place it like so. We're still going to want to have the fluid tank. We're going to use this. And generic click, we can activate block with item. Upper left slot only. And then this will drain. And theoretically, we could do an insert. Let's see, we could do in out insert extract on red filter. So this will also take the items, which is what I don't want. So extract empty buckets, insert on green. This is going to be insert extract, insert on red, extract always active on green, and we're going to get fill buckets. So this might work just with this little bit of automation, because what we can do is that didn't seem to work. So extract, always active. And did it put the bucket in there? It did. Alright, let's turn you off for a second. We'll go ahead and place all of those in there. And hopefully we can do this with just 2 buckets. Let's go grab a bunch of water. And so the idea is I want it to cycle between 2 different buckets. One that's full and one that's not. So we're going to need iron. And let's fill this up with water. And if it works, then great. If it doesn't, I'll have to think of something else to kind of make this a little bit nicer. I thought you could. I guess you can't. Oh well. Let's just go ahead and fill this guy up. Actually, no, we don't want to. Let's fill him up with actual water. We can just do one of these. Grab it from, I got rid of that one. Where is the closest water source? I think we have one over here. Yeah, this is water. So let's fill this up real quick, and then we'll try this again. So the idea is hopefully it switches the buckets fast enough that we don't have to worry. We can always use the speed conduit, the conduit speed upgrades as well for that. But the idea is that it will refill the bucket and then always have basically a full bucket. Otherwise, I don't know. So we can do that. We're going to need to do something like this. And always on. That seemed to have worked. So it should extract it. It might get clogged up every once in a while, but that should give us everything we need. And there's probably faster ways to do this. I don't really care to do that right now. There's one other thing I kind of want to test, but it's going to require us getting our first item. So yeah, that seems to work pretty well. So I'm going to let that run until it, well, fails. And what we need to do is we're going to test something. There is this dark TNT, which requires any type of wool, which we don't have. Let's grab some shears. There's some sheep nearish to us. Let's grab this. And let's see. I swore there was some sheep. There is a sheep. That's something else I might consider. If we do, we'll have like a little mini farm over there for mostly just sheep, potentially cows. Okay, are there no more sheep in this world? Gosh, we should be able to make more wool with string. I want to try this TNT out. The reason being is supposedly if we make TNT with wool for some reason instead of sand, it should prevent. Yeah, we can make one more piece. It should prevent damage to blocks. Now the question is, does it work with singularities? This seems to be working so far. It's going to take a while before it gets to where we want it to be. Now we could augment this with more conduits, with more speed upgrades, but again, I don't know if it's really worth it. The only other thing is, like, I don't know. Here's a question. Let's grab a chest and see if we put a chest on this, if it will automatically, like, it does not. Okay. By the way, if you've never messed with chisel and bits, basically it gives you micro blocks you can make very complicated structures with. It's kind of cool, but not really something we need to worry about. Anyways, all right, with that taken care of, the only other thing is mass storage, and that is something that we're going to need to automate. The compacting drawers, and those are going to require the dense obsidian plates, which requires obsidian plates, which requires a block cutting machine with obsidian. This type of stuff we're going to need to automate, but one thing that we're going to want to fully automate is the glass cables and all that kind of fun stuff. I think most of that looks pretty good. So what I want to know, and this might take a while, so let's try to make more speed conduit speed upgrades. Electrical steel, let's make, can we make 100 of it? No. Can we make 40? No. We can make another 30. But we're going to need more silicon. So I will tell you guys what. I'm going to take a very short break. Well, very short for you guys. I'm going to get our first singularity. And the other thing we're going to need with that is ender pearl dust, which is easy enough to get. We just take it, ender pearl, and we macerate it. And we get ender pearl dust. Powder, whatever. Same difference. And then this is what's used to make singularities. The quantum entangled singularities. Now those do not stack. To fully note that they are unique entities. Well, you'll see soon enough. But I am going to wait until this is done. I'm probably going to add another conduit to this guy, and see if we can't make it go a little bit faster with the full speed upgrade. So we're going to need another piston set. And then I think what I'm also going to do is get a reservoir hooked up to this guy, so that we can fully get water. And then, yeah, I will be back once I have the singularities. So, yeah, be right back. So that didn't take too long, but as you can see, we are getting very, very, very close to the point of getting our first singularity, and we can test out whether or not this TNT from Dark Utilities, which is supposed to be used for more pranks than anything else, will work. And there's our first singularity. Cool. So we have the Ender Pearl powder, we have the singularity. Now, real quick, before we get to this, one, as far as I'm aware, trophies are disabled, so we can't use extra utilities trophies to get a creeper trophy and explode. Maybe they're not. I didn't see them in the NEI, so I don't know. But something else to kind of note that's kind of important. Turns out, so I was making some biofuel. We can use sand in the crusher now and get silicon. So silicon is a lot easier to get. We don't need to automate that. We'll automate it with just, you know, a crushing factory or something like that. But yeah, we can get the silicon and get it very easily. I went ahead and changed the electrical steel recipe so that it kind of conforms to that, and everything's good. So we have a second conduit full of conduit speed upgrades to give us our singularities. So it actually clogged up once. Why are you... Alright, don't do that again, please. So it has, so that was the first time it had done that. I don't know why. And kind of weird, to be honest. But make sure it doesn't mess up again. Okay, now it's not working right. That's strange. I wonder. Let's make another speed upgrade, conduit speed upgrade, and see if that is what the problem is. I don't know that that would matter, but oops, I didn't mean to do that. Let's just make one. I don't think that would help. We'll see. Anyways, what do we want? Input. So it's still... That's so weird. That is so weird. It was having no problems before, and now it does. So, what I'll probably end up doing is... What can I do? Yeah, because now it wants to activate it immediately. That's not good. I'll have to figure out something to do about that. There should be a way. Because it's just not... You know what? I changed something. If we have that pushing in instead of... if we have it pushing the bucket in instead of using the conduits, that seems to work. So we don't need a filter for that. I don't know why I had a filter there. Let's put that to insert only, and this to extract only. And this is unfortunately going to fill up completely because of reasons, because of things. So Alright, this works fine if we have this pushing the item out instead of anything else. So let's get this system fixed. This will be done here in a second. We dump the water in here. We put the empty one and replace those. That should work. Let's let it run through again. Apologies. Okay, so I gotten rid of the configuration for that, and that seems to have been the problem. Alright, so that will work. Put that there. And I think this took another one. Maybe not. You know, let's just get rid of this like so. And if we were fast enough, I'm gonna turn this off for a moment, and then I can fix it. So let's get this fixed. All right. So all in all, it works. It works. It will work. It just is finicky at times. All right. So now if we turn this on, why is the bucket? Okay, I will deal with that. Anyways, let's make sure that this works the way I want it to with the TNT, and then we will go from there. So let's just grab a block of redstone. That'll work. Let's just grab a redstone torch. Why not? So here's the thing. The neat thing about this TNT is it's intended to use for pranks. So it doesn't actually destroy blocks, is what it says. Hopefully the explosion does still count for combining the singularities, but this is basically trolley TNT. So we're going to put these down, and we're going to light it, and it did not make much of an explosion at all. Okay, so let's try that one more time, because maybe it needs to be like directly on it. And it's just going to take some string to do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's grab the TNT and make this. So maybe if it's, you know, we don't have to go that far. We can go just right here. Maybe if it's directly on it, it'll count. So that was a very small explosion. Does it destroy items? It does not destroy items either. Alright, well, we messed up, so we're going to have to do that again. Aw, man. So let's get some wool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're going to want it like a sheep farm or something. Probably. So one more try. Those items are directly on it, and it doesn't count. So it does not work. That tells me what I need to know. So in order to make these singularities, we're gonna use tiny TNT, and this is gonna be probably, I guess we're gonna use nether quartz dust for now. What is the better way? We have a lot more nether quartz ore, and this stuff, we'll get a little bit of the Certus quartz dust from sag milling, so that's not a bad, and that's probably the way we're going to want to go. And then for the quartz, crusher gets us 3, sag mill gets us 2 with a little bit of the dust, enrichment chamber. So we'll probably, I don't know, we'll probably make it either way. But tiny TNT is what we're going to want to use. We're going to want some obsidian, probably. And that is all we're going to really need. Or we could use water, but we're not going to need too much obsidian because tiny TNT is pretty, well, tiny. Can I? Nope. So I think if we throw these guys in here, put a redstone torch, and then do that. It destroyed my ender dust. Dang it. I'm not having good luck with this. But as you can see, tiny TNT is, well, tiny. It doesn't do much damage. Let's get one more piece. Let's get another piece of the ender pearl dust. And I want to make this first singularities, the entangled singularities. Now, I mentioned this briefly. We also lost the redstone torch. So we'll have to figure out a system. We'll do that early next episode. It shouldn't take too long to do that, but we are going to need to do it. So let's head over this direction a little ways. Now, I believe if we have like just stone, let's make it a little 3x3 of stone. Place that there. And why are these things going back in my inventory so quickly? So this should be good enough to make the singularity. No. Do I have to actually use real TNT? And to be fair, real TNT would actually... Okay, I am doing the right thing, though. Uses, recipe. Let's see. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with this. Let's grab some actual TNT. Sand and gunpowder actually isn't that hard to get. It's just the explosion radius. We're going to want to make a containment cell for it. We could probably also just use water. So let's get another ender pearl dust. Let's make sure this is usable. So we're going to want singularity, not sign. Ender dust is created by macerating ender pearls. So let's see. It might be the wrong kind, and if that's the case, it will probably never have worked with the other ones anyways. Let's see if it's a different type. If we macerate, it would help if I actually paid attention to what it said. There's my extractor, all of my speed upgrades, and this is one of those mods that we're gonna have to get to soon. It is different. Alright, so let's try once more the other TNTs. So we're gonna want 1, 2, 3, 4. The dark TNT, the dark utilities TNT would be the best if we can use it. Otherwise, tiny TNT is the next best choice. So let's do something like this, just to kind of guarantee and see if that works. That does not. The tiny TNT should work. And there we go. Yeah, so the tiny TNT works. That is what we'll end up using. It's a little cheaper on everything. And we can live with the quartz dust and all that kind of fun stuff. So that will give us these quantum entangled singularities. And these are what we need for the draconic cores. Now, the thing about these is they do not stack other than in twos. They are entangled, which is fancy physics talk for they're linked to each other. We can take advantage of that with some Applied Energistics stuff if we really wanted to, but we have no reason to, so there's no reason to. But these will not stack if we had another singularity, which we don't because our system's messed up. I will fix that. It just doesn't work. So the plan is, what we're going to do next time is I'm going to work towards getting probably some more compacting stuff, some more drawer systems. I'm going to rearrange things a little bit, get some more drives, would probably be really good right now, and more auto crafting. Try to start getting everything up and running when it comes to Applied Energistics, but I'm going to fix this guy, and we're going to make the chamber for making automatic quantum entangled singularities. And with that, we're going to we're going to focus on moving on to a different mod after that, a different building. We might do tinkers, we might do extra utilities. I don't know yet. We'll figure something out, and then we'll worry about like more stuff another time. One of the first things we're going to need to do as well, after Applied Energistics, we're probably going to want to go to Ender.io and get that kind of automated, so that we can make the teleporters, and then unfortunately IC2. Industrial craft is up there on the priority list, but luckily we don't have to automate silicon, which is really nice. We just use the crusher, and we'll need to speed upgrade those and all that kind of stuff later, but for now, that is going to be it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm going to fix the singularity machine. I wonder if having this be back to the extract, the in out, if that would be enough. To like instantly. So maybe it needs both. And let's see if this works just once. Because if it does, then we don't have to worry about it. By the way, the sign is for down below. I am going to have signs in the sewers for each of the basements. It sounds like it picked up one. Yeah, it's still picking it up. That is strange. I don't know why it worked. It worked perfectly for one set, and then as soon as I started recording again, it didn't work. So, I don't know. I'll look into seeing how to do this a little bit better. And we'll go from there. So, yeah, it seems like it works sometimes. It seems like it doesn't work other times. Maybe we do need some speed upgrades. Let's add one, I guess. And hopefully it'll work. So, anyways, that's going to be it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!